Hi there, Ronnie here, coming at you with, well, what should be a short video. We'll see. Um, Starting to get very worried now about the sort of extent of the violence that is entering into American politics. Uh, Not so long ago, a couple of legislators in Minnesota were shot. And of course, yesterday we had the killing of Charlie Kirk. Who, whilst not a political figure in the sense of being part of being a senator or congressman or anything, he was sort of widely respected amongst the conservative movement. For the record, Charlie Kirk is a man for whom I have absolutely no respect with regards to his views. Um, I I can't respect someone who considers school shootings to be a price worth paying so that people can own guns. I can't respect a man who considers empathy to be woke, as in his mind, something to be treated with disdain. Um, so I will not mourn his passing in terms of himself. However, violence is not the way to solve a problem like Charlie Kirk and his ilk. Already the conspiracy theories are flying, and I think it's far too early. You get people on the left, you get some people on the left screaming false flag, you get some people on the right screaming, oh, this is the liberals. The sheer fact is, there are extremists on both sides, and they're clearly willing to kill. So for me, this isn't party political. I don't know who is responsible. I don't know why they did it. What I know for any certainty is this: if the intention was to somehow silence Charlie Kirk, that the intention was by killing Charlie Kirk, they would silence his ideology. I'm sorry, that's entirely going to backfire. Instead of silencing him, you've now made Charlie Kirk a martyr for his cause. And I think that's a pretty stupid thing to do. I really do. The way you deal with extremist rhetoric is reasoned debate. The way you deal with people who sort of spew division and hate the way Kirk did is to show why compassion and society benefits from working together. Kirk clearly had people who loved him, family who loved him. They, of course, will be mourning them, and my heart goes out to them. I have no problem with showing sympathy and empathy for those who mourn his passing amongst his family and friends. I see these constant people saying that it's karma. It's not the way to deal with things. Violence is not a solution here. It never will be. It never can be. But the fact that American politics is now going back to this idea of let's kill the opposition. Democracy in America is already in real trouble. This doesn't help matters whatsoever. So I'm not happy with the death of this man, because the way to kill him, for want of a better expression, is not to kill the man, but to kill the ideas, to hold him up to ridicule, to show the flaws in his thinking, to show the stupidity of his ideology, um, and thereby reducing his power and influence just by showing him to be nonsense. That's how you deal with that sort of extremist rhetoric. You don't use violence. And for those who are celebrating his death, please don't. You have conservatives who genuinely think the liberals are just a bunch of heartless sods, or worse, hypocritical, because we talk about acceptance and tolerance and inclusion, and then highly celebrate someone who didn't believe in any of those. Now, I'm okay with the notion of someone who is vehemently bigoted being, disrespected as a human being. I'm all for it. I didn't respect Charlie Kirk at all. But killing him's not the answer. Killing the man has only made things worse. It has not made things better. I think this is a terrible, terrible, terrible thing that's happened. And I'm actually genuinely afraid now for what's going to happen in America now with its politics. Because it seems to be lunging and lurching further and further into let's just kill each other. I think a couple of years ago, if someone had told me America was hurtling itself towards a second civil war, I would have shrugged and went, yeah, that's a bit outside. I'm no longer convinced that's the case. I honestly think that maybe America is hurtling. I'm still hopeful that there are enough sane heads prevailing. I hope that the person responsible for this murder, this assassination, let's call it what it is caught. That they don't just catch any old bugger and string them for it. That they catch the right person. That they are brought to court. That proper evidence is shown. And, if found guilty, convict them, and convict them within the bounds of the law. No lynch mobs. No hateful rhetoric. Justice must be seen to be done. Because if we on the progressive side of things want to see change, then we have to say that change must apply equally. If we want people who are not cis white straight males to find equality, we must also say that those who are not liberal or progressive also have the right to equality under the law. We can disagree with their policies, we can disagree with their ideas. You disagree with their ideas by, if need be, passionate but reasoned intellectual debate. You disagree with their policies by voting against them at the ballot box. You don't use violence. I think this is, even if it turns out that the person who killed him did it for an entirely personal motive and not anything political or social, because of the way the media are going to spin it one way or the other, it's become a political football. And that's not good for any of us. So those are my thoughts. As I say, I have genuine sympathy and empathy for his family and friends who have lost him. I do not mourn the passing of this man, but they haven't killed the ideas that he was promoting. If anything, they've now strengthened it by making him a martyr. And that is why killing this man is wrong, not only just morally and legally, but in terms of ideology and standing up for what's right. It's not the right move. It just isn't. I'm sorry.